What's up, SD Racing family, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at supporting modifications. These are modifications that need to be done to support big power upgrades like cams, turbos, or superchargers, why they're often overlooked, and why they're some of the most vital modifications you can do. So when most people want to significantly increase the power output of their vehicle, they sometimes fall into a trap of thinking it's just a cam, just a turbo, or just a supercharger, for example. They get focused on just the cost of that one part and don't realize it takes a lot more than just one part to, one, make power, and two, make power reliably and with a good safety margin. So let's assume that you've already made sure your engine is in good mechanical shape and can handle more power, however, 100 horsepower, 200, 300, whatever. Compression's good, leak down's good, it can take it. But what will it take to do it? So let's say you've decided you want to upgrade your camshaft. How much lift and duration that cam has is not only going to determine your power band, but also what valve springs, what retainers you're going to use. After that, you're going to need to address your lifters, shim buckets, shims, rocker arms, or push rods so you get the appropriate valve lash. If you have an automatic transmission, you may need to get a higher stall torque converter depending on lift and duration to be able to run it, to be able to idle the truck so it doesn't, or idle truck, car, whatever, so it doesn't push through the brakes at a stoplight, stop sign, wherever, and you can idle it down to a more reasonable RPM. Now, once you get all that figured out, you're going to need to take a look at gaskets. What all gaskets are involved in doing that? Valve cover gaskets, head gaskets, valley cover gaskets if need be, oil pan gaskets, so on and so forth. Bolts, head bolts, usually one-time use. You may want to go to head studs. Any other hardware that may be out there. A lot of manufacturers today are going to one-time use bolts around their timing sets. Do you need a new timing set too to go along with that? You also need to look at fluids. You're going to need to change fluids, coolant, and oil. Labor charges if you're paying a shop to install it. Machine shop charges if you're having the heads gone through, and a tune. So that few $100s that you spent on that camshaft turn to a couple thousand real quickly as you get the rest of the other parts and the processes needed to make it work and make it work reliably. But that's not all. Can your driveline handle the power? Clutch, transmission, transfer case, if all-wheel drive, differential and axles. Is your cooling system up to handling the power? The more power you make, the more heat is going to be generated by the engine, the exhaust system, everything. You may need a lower temp thermostat. You may need better fans, a larger radiator, or oil cooler. Does your fuel system have enough headroom for the power increase? When you increase airflow, you increase fuel demand. Fuel pumps, injectors, pressure regulators, hoses may need to be upgraded as well. Now, these last three things, driveline, cooling system, and fuel system, don't necessarily need to be upgraded for just a camshaft, but they'll certainly need to be addressed and appropriately sized when going forced induction or upgrading in an existing turbocharger or supercharger system. So remember, when modifying your vehicle, if you want to have relatively trouble-free fun, make sure you consider all the other parts and processes to make the power output perform at its best, and not just perform, survive a dyno session or survive a few thousand miles. You're putting an investment in your car, you'll want it to last. Yes, a camshaft, a supercharger, a turbocharger, any upgrade, that's an investment in your vehicle. You don't want it to just go ahead and be a one and done because you didn't address fuel injectors or fuel system, fuel pump, radiator it overheats, stuff like that. So make sure you check these other things and that what you're adding to your vehicle or upgrading your vehicle can handle. And if it can't, make sure you appropriately size your supporting modifications to be able to run it reliably. Thank you all for stopping by our channel. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this, please leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and we hope to see you again soon. You all have a good one and take care.